Hello everyone and welcome to Hidden Gems. The game today is Slipways, an indie game developed by Jacob Wasilewski. This is a new feature I'm going to be putting on the channel on Mondays. Variety Mondays is what I like to call them. If you've seen the welcome video to my YouTube page, you'll notice that I put up a schedule starting this year. And on Mondays, we're going to be devoted to a variety of different kinds of videos. So some days there may be Let's Plays, other days there may be reviews or tutorials. Today, it's going to be Hidden Gems. What I wanted to do was take a chance to spotlight games that people may be unaware of. For instance, I was completely unaware that this game existed. So on the Steam page for this game, Jacob pitches it by saying, enjoy the endless possibilities of a space grand strategy game in 60 minutes or less. And when I read that description, I thought, how can that possibly be? But turns out that's actually a really great way to describe what this game is. I'm going to start a new game and I'm going to walk you through the process of starting a game and playing a game so you can get some idea of what this is and why I like this game so much. It has been really fun to play, and I have to say, this is one of the most entertaining and polished indie titles I've ever seen. It's incredibly beautiful. I had a hard time believing this was an indie game developed by one person. It's really amazing. And it's games like this that keep raising the bar for indie games. And I think we're all going to benefit from this. It's so wonderful. So what we're going to do is a standard run here. You have 25 years to do the run, and then it finishes and you get a score. The campaign is unlocked when you reach a high enough score in a standard run, and then there's the endless mode where you can play without a timer and just, like it says, play until your heart's content. So I obviously played enough games finally to unlock the campaign. It is very retro, old school thing, like playing Mario Brothers at the arcade at the gas station when I was a kid. That was one of the only arcade games around for a long time, and I would ride my bike to the gas station to play it. And of course, you're always trying to beat your high score and then entering your initials in there. And this has that same kind of feel. It's like there's a scoreboard at the end and you can see all your various high scores, and it's very fun. So there's a big galaxy here. You can choose difficulty levels. Obviously, it's great. You could pick a galaxy anywhere. They're all, you can remind, like there was one there that was locked. It said, there it is, was locked. Complete the campaign scenario introducing this mechanic to unlock this sector type. Very cool. Again, the game is just beautiful and it's so polished. Everything from the way the buttons work and the sounds that are made, it's just put together really, really well. So this Hidden Gems video is going to be part review, part let's play, part tutorial. It's going to be a bunch of different things all in one, but the whole point is to get you to understand why I think you should be playing this game if you like these sorts of games. I love grand strategy games, obviously. Stellaris, Crusader Kings 3, a bunch of different games that I like to play. But this has an interesting premise in that it's designed for you to play and finish in about an hour, 15 minutes, something like that. And so because of that, the scope is really shrunk. It's not grand strategy in the sense that you're used to thinking about. For instance, there's no battles. You're not battling against anybody. You don't have to worry about fleets or wars or any of that stuff. And yet it's still really compelling and fun. So when you start the game, you get a selected council of 3, and each of these types have specific technology that they can do, and then 2 perks, and these perks are randomized. So each time you start a new game, they're going to be different. For instance, this character here, this particular race, has a perk that I really, really like, but it doesn't come up very often, and it hasn't come up here. So here you can get an additional 10 research at the start of a scenario, or each time you invent a new technology, you can also receive 50 in cash. Those are nice things to have, but these aren't great starting perks. This person has the transpose action causes 2 uncolonized planets to trade places. This will be very important, and you'll see why later on. Enables quantum computers. Let's see what else they have. Oh, increases the maximum range of slipways by 30%. This is actually really nice one to have too. This is why I like to pick this person coming out. but their 2 starting perks aren't great. Grants you 3 builds of the slip relay structures from the start of a scenario. This is a super awesome one to have. I like having it so that we're going to keep this person as a starter. And I'll explain what all this stuff is as we go. Let's see. Unlocks mining, mega structures, void synthesis. What's he have for starters? Gain money when probing for new planets. The first planet discovered by a single action is worth 1, the second 2, and so on up to 3. This is a great starter perk. So we're going to do that. And then we can pick a third person. But I already know that I want to use this perk and I want to use this perk. So I'm going to grab this person to have a couple of their nice abilities like transpose. So once you have your council of 3, you start the game. And it loads you into your galaxy. And the first thing you have to do is start exploring all these nodes. At the most basic level, this game is an exercise in connecting directed graphs. And yet it's still incredibly fun and compelling. So the more planets that you can connect, the more money you're going to make by that skill that guy had. So you can see how it pulses. So when planets are just out of reach like this, you want to grab them on the pulse. So there's like 3 over there. Let's see. And then could we manage to get... We can't manage to get everybody like that, can we? But we could get 4 like this. Okay, let's do that. So now you can see different planet types. So what you see on this is it shows inputs and outputs. By inputting that little red crystal resource, we can get several different outputs. Same thing here. And what you're looking to do is create self-sustaining loops here as early as possible in the game. What I like to do is just pop some exploration early so I have a full idea of what I'm dealing with here. And you can see each time you do that, a month goes by. And so sometimes they're false signals. So we have to take a look at the different types of inputs, and we get the desert. So this planet is a desert. It has no inputs or outputs on it. But if you have a certain type of perk or trait from one of your advisors, you can turn this into something useful. So you can spend a lot of time sitting here analyzing these planets. You can also hold down the Alt key when you're hovering over a planet to see what you can import and export out of it. But I like to just do it with my head. So we're going to be able to use this special structure only 3 times a slip relay, and I'm going to show you how it works. What you don't want to do is have a planet that has output and no input. That creates negative happiness. And if you go too far down here after a number of turns, a number of years, you will lose your seat and the game won't finish. You know, it's like permadeath kind of thing. We're going to do this. We're going to push a green glob into wheat into people, and we're going to push the people back up into here so they can make a green glob, and we're going to create a loop here. But the thing is, the slipway is going to be too far from here to here. We won't be able to get it. Oh, will we? Oh, I thought we were going to have to use one of my special devices, but no. So now we have that, and they're all at a happy enough level. It's called successful. You could see that they were red around here, and now they're this green. As you give them more appropriate inputs, you can increase their level and create more outputs, which lets you connect more planets. And of course, it becomes trade income and upkeep costs and all these things. And you can build stuff on the planets as they go. But for right now, we're just going to do a lot of connecting. You can see what happens is when you get a planet colonized, then it widens your ability to look for more planets. I'm going to do this, and again, it gives us some cash. Doing that, cash is kind of important. So now you start looking at what your next connections are going to be, knowing that you can't cross the streams. So it's just like Ghostbusters. Don't cross the streams. You can't cross the streams here. There is technology later on that will allow you to cross the streams, but it's really late in the game. And when you're playing this standard match where you only have 25 years, to play, then there's not enough time to get that technology. That technology is really for the more open-ended play style where there is no time limit or the campaign. Now, once you make a couple of connections here, there become new tasks. These become goals, but they have nice benefits. For instance, this gives you 6 of these points over here, which are important. And then, but more importantly, it unlocks the slithid options. So their tech tree, it starts to, that we saw at the beginning. They had all those different skills and abilities and stuff. It starts to unlock all that stuff. And same thing here. Get 1 more remnant planet to successful. So you can pick 2 right here. So I'm going to pick these. Get 1 more planet producing 4 or more non-people resources. Okay, that's going to be kind of hard. You got to get a planet producing 4 things. This one's producing 3 right over here. I think we can do that though. So we'll do that. So you can see the level rewards. It's kind of grayed out there, but you can see how level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, at level 4, gain access to the Vittori Galactic University. I mean, this is cool. I haven't even sat down and played this on the unlimited run yet without the time limit. I can't imagine how much fun it is to get to some of the text towards the end. But so that's what I was saying though, about how this isn't standard space grand strategy, in that you're not playing against other factions. There are no other factions that are going to come in here and gobble up these planets. There are no fleet ships you have to worry about. There's no intrigue, espionage. There's no other species. So you don't have to worry about wars and all that other stuff. It's not grand strategy in the classic sense, but it's this colonization and trade thing that you're doing. And even though that seems really simple, it's still really cool. It ends up being a lot of fun trying to figure out how to optimize this stuff and not get yourself backed into a corner. So here we're looking to see what we can do. So this planet right here, you can see it needs a gem or a robot, the little white ghost thing is a robot. It needs a robot as input or gems, and we don't have any of those right now. And we have a desert planet there, and none of the planets that we have close by can put anything in there, except for, you can see the robot produces that this thing right here, goods. It produces goods. So we could, let's see, that's the only robot input there. Yeah, there's no way to get a robot over here. You can get a robot out of either one of these, but you need gems going in. So we're going to have to do some work if we want to make use of these 2 planets. We may be able to do that in some other way and use one of our rare slipways over here, slip relays, to relay down into here. See, so I like to look at things as a numbers game, and 2 of the good numbers here are whenever you can get 1 input and get 2 outputs. That seems really good to me. So like here you can get 1 piece of wheat in, and you can get 2 people out of it. Let's do that, because that'll reach. So now we get 3 people out of it, actually, which is really cool. So you can see how it says unemployment is -3% happiness, and that's why the happiness goes down. And we want to employ these people now. So you can see how this is a game where you just spend a whole lot of time analyzing things. You're like, oh, what do I do? What's the best move? Obviously, this is the kind of game that I love, but it doesn't make for a great Let's Play because there's a whole lot of time spent doing nothings because I'm thinking. So I'm doing a lot of clipping right here with the video while I sit here and think about what my next move should be. I don't know if this is going to stretch, but we're going to try it. So here's another cool thing you can do is the undo button. There's an undo button as long as the activity that you did doesn't reveal new planets. As long as it doesn't unmask them, I guess is the way to say it. This unveils them, but they're not unmasked. The minute we unmask some planets, then the undo button goes away. So here we could send gems in and get a robot, which we could then send over here if we wanted to do water, which we might be able to get back up in that direction. Nope. It says, oh no, we can. It says 1 month and not colonized. It'll give you another warning in addition to those, if it thinks it's out of reach, and if this planet was in the way, it says like that, obstructed, but it'll actually make it there. So we could get some water back up to here, but here's the problem. Even if we put water back up here and here, the only other place that we can put any additional food here is here, which won't take it, or here, which is a dead planet. So adding water up into here isn't a big deal. However, adding additional wheat into here and adding that thing right there, a gem here, would be great. We need to get a robot in there to do that though. So if we take this gem and we put it in here to make, let's see. Okay, so this is going to take gem in and get robot out. Okay. And then we can put robot in this. And this gives you more of these. Here's a question then. You got to figure out, do you want to send this robot all the way over to here, which might be too long. It's almost too long, but not quite. That's how close it is. Wow. So it would work. You could send a robot here, but what you're going to get out of it is either this or this. Mechanized harvest or a jungle farm. So it really depends on what's around it. So now we've reached the point of no return. We can still undo all of this if we want to, but once we start unveiling planets, then we're kind of stuck with what we got. So we're going to do this. We're going to unveil planets and keep going. It's also really good when you can get planets that are going to mutually be beneficial to each other. It doesn't happen a lot, but sending like people to here, or let's see. Yeah, there's no good examples here, really. But there are times when you can send like people to here and the people will send some resource back to this planet that it needs. And those are great connections to make. Okay, so one of our goals over here is to get one more remnant planet to successful. And here's a remnant planet right here. And we have people that we can actually send to it. So we just have to decide what to do after it. Try to get that over there. What is this? It needs gems or robots. Lots of gems. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to move people over here for gems. And you can see your empire size is growing. It first grows to 8 is the first threshold, and then 16. The hard one to get to is 50 before the 25 years runs out. So let's look at this. If we can get those to touch. Okay, I think I have a plan here. So gem to robot. Robot to wheat. And then if I do this, let's see what I need here. Oh yeah. So here we get 2 inputs. A wheat and a green thing will give us 2 people. So we're going to connect that here and here. Task complete. We've got a planet that's producing 4 or more of a single non-human thing, which is this. So she wants a planet to be successful, a remnant planet, which is this one. So in order to get it to the next level of successful, it requires at least 2 import routes and at least 2 export routes. So we need water coming into it. Well, that's the first time we've actually really needed that. We could have used some over here, but we need a person going in here to provide water. So thank goodness this one's going to line up perfectly. Bang. And now we need another export for this gem here. All right, where's that going to come from? Let's look at here. See if we can find anything useful over there. Can you get that one to touch? Yes. It was, oh, ice ball. Let's see if this planet down here is a help. Yep, this will take gems. Okay, it'll take gems. We just don't know what to turn it into yet. Oh yeah, we do. Let's do this. Okay. You can see that top one. It takes like a circuit chip and wheat to produce 2 people. So we'll need the circuits here. We're going to do this. And that's going to be out of range. So we'll use one of our special things. We'll poke this in here right about there. Like that. Now her task is complete. So now you get new tasks. So you got some beneficial stuff there. Now we haven't done any technology research yet. So get 2 more planets to successful. That's a pretty good one. You get money, research, and whatever that thing is. This is useful, but I can't remember what it's for. Increase total production by 5 units. That unlocks his options when we haven't unlocked them yet. So, or we can invent 2 technologies. We're going to unlock his options. So now we need to do technology. Technology is done when you can study things with people. There are certain things that you can study, and you do that by laying down this, which is a lab. You can see that it'll study gems, water, the green globby stuff, the circuits, or robots. So we have to look for some place where we can get a bunch of that stuff. You have to have available people to work a research lab. So that's one of the other considerations. Okay. There's people there that produce more green globs. Oh, this is going to be nice. We're going to do this. Okay. So that produces 3 green globs. Now what we can do, since we have a person right here still, is we can plop a research facility down. You give them a person to do the researching, and you give them inputs. And you preferably, this is what you want to do, is have as many inputs as possible so that you can, from many import sources, you can raise this up. So now we're doing research for the first time, and we're going to get +3 every year. I think it is. I think it's every year that we get that. So you want to get this, and you want to get it like cranked up if possible. In this case, I don't think we can do much cranking up, but maybe we can. What is this stuff? Biomass. Okay. I like calling it green glob. That works for me. Yeah, I like this. Can we get we're going to have to use another relay over there, but I think we're okay doing that. So we're going to go like this. I'm going to slap down one of these handy dandy relays right about there. Out of range, it says. So then you do an undo. We want to do this thing, the relay, and we only need it to go here, actually. So we do there and there, and now it's at +5, and that's great. And now you get your first new technology available. So you can go to the research screen and see what again. Quantum scanners increases the scan radius of probes by 40%, increases the maximum range of probes by 40%. That's a decent one to have. You got different tiers. This is tier 0, tier 1. Unlocks the hybrid hatchery, which can turn biomass into robots on primordial swamp and jungle planets. Anytime that you can add another input and output on a particular planet type or several planet types like this is a pretty good thing to do. So energy is accepted by any planet, and it fulfills and replaces the first unmet need of the planet regardless of a type. That at geothermals, I mean, that's really nice. Anytime you see that little pointy star there, that's a nice one. Increases maximum range of slipways by 30%, which is great. That's the one I actually want. But this is nice for the probing, so we're going to invent that. That goes our first. And it uses up our gathered research. So now we can probe even further and farther. So now you can see. So now, coupled with this skill that allows us to earn money, additional money. I mean, look at that. That's earning some coin for us. Money can be hard to come by in the first part of this game. So having a skill like this, yeah, 1, 2, 3, that's nice. These things here can be, like I said, stabbed. Once you've got a number of colonized planets around it, then you can grab those for extra cash if you need them. But this is one of the most important things to get going. Now, you can't create another lab with biomass. I mean, you can, but it'll have diminishing returns. So if you create another lab, you want to use it on a different substance. You want to use it on like either the gems or water or the circuits or something. So that's where that's coming from. This right here, we can go back over here, add that. That now adds another input onto there. What are we looking at here? This planet is prosperous. It's the highest level you can get it to. So that's the next level, is prosperous. So it has to trade to 3 other planets that are successful or better. Requires a total of 6 imports and exports. So some of the goals in the game will ask you to do things like create, more prosperous planets, etc., etc. Some planets can actually physically be moved later in the game through a technology, so you can take them and slide them a little bit. Not very far usually, but it's pretty cool because it'll allow you to move planets out of the way so you can make a connection. It's some of the technologies that he came up with, the Jacob, I think it was Jacob, the developer of this game. It was really crafty. And so how I found this game has been out for a while. It was released in June of 2021, so a year and a half ago. And I didn't find it until a little while ago. I saw a tweet on Twitter where the developer was saying, I can't believe that I've spent 3 years with this game, or however long he spent developing, and now it's out in the wild. And I was like, oh, wow, what is this game? I saw the screenshots and I just thought, this looks really cool. Well, it was like an old tweet that somebody had retweeted or something. And anyway, I don't think it matters when you find a game. If it's something that you want to play, it doesn't matter if it's old or not, if it's awesome. And this game is pretty darn fun. What I like about this game is he's totally right about it. If you only have an hour to play a game and you don't really have time to sit down and get into something really knees deep, like I do with a lot of the games that I play, and you're like, I want to play something, but I only have about an hour to play it, this is the perfect game to do it with. It's so much fun. So you can see we have 16 years until the game runs out. So we got to make a few more connections. I'm going to see what I can do about that. We're going to try to do a little bit more exploring. You want to be aware of how much time is passing. Every time you have to explore like that, it costs a month. So in general, you want to grab as many planets as possible. I'm not seeing the kind of options I want on this right-hand side right now. There's a couple of things we could do, like this planet right here. If you put circuits and wheat into it, you'll get people out, but it's out of range there. And remember, there's that technology we can get, which will increase the maximum range of Slipways by 30%. So we kind of want to wait until we can do that. So in the meantime, if you put a gem and wheat into it, it'll give you 2 people. And we have a gem down here. Just put that into it. We can do this because we have this. And that gives you that. What do you need for inputs here? You can create more green goo by putting a person over there. Put a person there and a person there. Let's try that. Person in the gym. Gym into goods. And that circles that, and it, of course, gives you the nice little thing to let you know that it's a successful planet, and its next level is prosperous. Has to trade to 3 other planets that are successful or better to become prosperous. So not a big deal. I'm more interested in having the peoples. This you can put another person into, requires at least 2 import routes. So if you do this, that's successful, and you got 2 green goos coming out of there. This thing here, oh, I can't do it. It's out of range. These things here are ruins. Connect a planet with an idle person to explore it, and sometimes they have some nice benefits. We haven't had any that are with people in the right spot yet to do it, and this is, yeah, so here there's sometimes there's bonuses and minuses. This is a case where if you try to settling this planet to produce people, it costs 150% more. So that becomes a planet you're like, I might have to ignore that. The whole point is just to show you folks this game to see if there's anybody who might be interested in playing it. If you don't know about it and you're like, whoa, this looks awesome, I want to play it. Well, here you go. Then I've done my duty. So you can see how it's starting to work. And right now my happiness is good. The very first time I played the game, I ended up with losing my seat several years in. 14 years left. All right, let's see how much further we can go with this. If we can send wheat to here with green stuff, we can get people out of it. Well, if you do this, you're going to get a mutual one. Boink. So he's sending his biomass down here, and he's sending his people up here, and that makes both of them work and not be unhappy. So technology. So here we have increases maximum range of slipways. Bingo. We'll invent that. So now we have that to do, which should help over here, because I was saying what? This is, yeah, you can get people out of this. Can we move this here? 1 month not colonized. Yep. So give me this, and this. Yay. That's awesome. If only we had a planet in here that could turn robots into goods like that. But see, it's crossing the stream, so can't do it. This takes a month to do. So if you don't need the money, don't do that, obviously, because that just used up a month. Time is actually a more important resource than money is. So yeah, so here we go. This person can go in here to create a gem. The gem can go in to create a goods, and bingo, that planet goes up a little bit. So that's the game. That's the whole game. And you're trying to keep your happiness up as high as you can, because your happiness works as a multiplier on your final score at the end. I want to get another research facility going here if we can, and then try to push this out to the end so you guys can see what the final score is like. All right, so I did a little bit more exploring down here, and now I'm going to show you what this looks like with the research. So you discover a warehouse facility. Most of the storerooms are empty, but some remain locked and intact even after all these years. This costs 20 and turns into plus gems and circuit boards. Advance the Bakar to level 1 to unlock this option. So you can leave this for now, and we have to unlock them, and he wants to increase total production of gems by 5. Okay. What is this? Planet has 4 bare structures full of ancient technology that we can turn into circuit boards. So if you want to slap a person over there, you can do that. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Okay, because then you have circuit board, and we need a person, obviously. But so what I'm thinking is I got 2 inputs here for research. I just need a person. Oh, and we could get one from here if we want to use a slipway in this direction. That would work. It shut us off from using this biomass in this direction anywhere. Actually, it shut us completely off from doing that. So do we need that biomass anywhere? Only if we want wheat. Otherwise, we'd have to get a person from here, and that might be too far. Maybe. Let's try this. We lay down a research facility. How far can I put it? Oh, what is out of range here? 1 month obstructed, 1 month, 1 month, 1 month. Out of range is right there at the line. Okay. Right about there. Oh, let's undo it then and move it just a skosh. Let's see, right about obstructed. Right about there. Okay. That works. So there we go. Send 2 more for one. Send 1 more person. Oh, you can send 1 more person. Oh, well then hold on. We can actually get some more research out of there. So remember, we said right there for a person. We said that's far enough for that, far enough for that, far enough for that, and far enough for that. Gives us 4. That's great. We got 10 years left to go. I want to try to move things along. I want to try to get this done. Okay, so up here in the upper left-hand corner, we have something. Wheat and people, and right over here, people making gems. So this is symbiotic. It's going to go back and forth, and we unlock his options. So that's great. Excellent. And now this person needs 2 Forge World planets to be successful. Okay. And these are Forge Worlds like this, so We got to get them to successful, which means a bunch of gems being input into them, which can be a little bit of a challenge to find. Do we only have the one Forge World over here? Oh, so over here, remember, we unlocked his thing. So use the raw resources. Bingo. And now you can do this. Chips available. So this becomes something you can connect to somewhere else. So to get this one successful, I need 2 import routes with the gems, and he's kind of locked in here, so that's not going to happen. And this one, same kind of thing, requires at least 2 import routes. Okay. Time to scan. New technology available. Let's do this. That's going to be nothing down here. Oh, close. Okay, let's see what our technology is. Oh, yeah, here. So, enables the quantum computers project to be built on active laboratories. This increases laboratory science output by +2 and increases the upkeep cost by 50%. Asteroid mine unlocks on asteroids to turn people into gems or robots into gems on asteroids. That's pretty cool. Unlocks the microforge structures. Unlocks tech fab. It turns gems into quantum computers can be built on laboratories. I'm going to unlock that because we have 2 labs. So let's build it. And that upgrades that to 6 output. And then our lab over here upgrades that to 7. So we should get a chance to get some more text that way. Do this. Gems, robots. You can go like this. Cool. Robots, wheat. What is this? If this planet is colonized to produce people, it will make 1 unit of culture once it reaches established. I need... Okay, let's do this then. All you need is wheat to do that. So there you go. New technology available already. That's cool. Well, let's take a look at this stuff then. Biomass and robots will give you wheat. Okay. I'm going to do this. So there is one of the 2 Forge Worlds where it's successful. Try to get the other one. There's not enough gems here for that. You can put wheat up here and get 2 people. Okay. How much time do we have left? 7 years. Okay. Gotta find some worlds that will produce gems as inputs so that I can get what I need out of them. Ice balls, of course, are blank, but again, with the technology from one of these people, you can turn them into something useful. They'll produce different things. So wheat and wheat will produce people. Okay, and there's some minerals right there. Let's do this. Wheat. Peoples. Oh, this is in the way. That costs you a month. And what do you need? You need goods. Okay. What are those gems going in? People can produce gems there, and gems will go into here to produce something. Okay, let's try that. Is there anything of use that we can send over here? This is the other thing. You have to have some kind of output in mind. Because you have to decide before. You got to put gems into one of these things. Oh, I guess if we want to get this out, we can. This might work. We're going to poke some of this into here, and some of this into here. And now we're going to do that. I can't get there because it's obstructed, but we're going to... What's it need to be successful? Wants extra resources. Requires at least 2 export routes. We're going to go like this. Okay, but I still need extra resources before it counts as being successful. Okay. Well, then we got to come up with those. somehow. We're going to have to work backwards. Wait a minute. People, water. Okay. People, water. Do this. Doink. Doink. Because I need this. We have technology we can select. Let's see what we can do. Asteroid. Microforge. Yes. What is that? That turns what? Unlocks the tech fab on Microforge. I'm going to invent. I don't think that's going to save us here, but our happiness is going way down. This planet is what's killing us. I got to get it like fixed soon. And this only changes once per year, so you have to pay attention to this. That's what that really helps with. And the solution was basically staring at us the whole time. I don't think, and we can't undo, which is unfortunate, but we can get this to reach our goal. Oh, no, we can't. It's blocked. Oh, man, you son of a gun. This is the people that we need to make. Oh, no. I was right. We can do this. We got to colonize this to this. Dink, doink. Done. Task completed. Okay, you don't want to leave tasks that you can't complete before the game ends. We've got 3 years left to go, so increase the total production by 8 units. Discover 12 new planets. It's possible we could discover 12 new planets in 3 years. Establish the lab studying water. So you don't have to select those right now. You don't want to have those against your final score. So like discover 12 more planets. Maybe you could. Discover 12 planets. Can I do that in 3 years? We're going to accept that task and see if we can do it. I'm really just trying to get this fixed. I need people going into that. That'll give me people for 2 inputs, which stinks. This will give me people for, okay, this is somewhat symbiotic. Okay. Do have new tech. This is probably the most research I've ever had playing this game. Let's see. Unlocks the slip relay structure. Slip relay. Which connect planets that you cannot reach directly with the slipway. Perfect. Unlocks the transpose action. Causes 2 uncolonized planets to trade places. This is also incredibly useful. Which one do I want to use first? Slipways or that? License goods. You can see how the later research is just awesome. Transpose. What would be more useful? I mean, I think I can make it work with the slipway research. Let's do this. I'm going to invent that. Because I have how much time left? 3 years? Okay. I want to do that. 3 years remaining, it says. Okay. That makes that planet not red. For this one to not be red, I need some wheat from somewhere. Anywhere. Okay. If you can get a person over here, you can get a robot to it. Get a robot to it. You can get this. Yes. Okay. Now we're going to do this. Person to robot. And we're going to do it like this. Microforge. Slip relay. Right there. And right there. Go like this. There we go. And now they're all better. And now I have to figure. Oh, and what's this one? And this one needs wheat. Oh, okay, hold on. Undo those. Let's try again. I think if we take this wheat directly up here, let's move that slip relay over here like this. Take this person here. That gets you your robot here. You can't go directly there because it's obstructed. She'll do something like this. There. And now we're at -1. I got to figure out what the -1 is coming from. So now with time bearing down on us, we need an extra person in here, I think, to make this happy. Struggling, has unfulfilled needs, but again, we have this magic relay, so we're going to go like this. And now we're back to positive. And now if we can make anything happier before the end of the game here, we got 7 months and 1 year. So we got to, now is when you want to look around for any other connections that you can make that are going to add to something. For instance, like this, you can get extra wheat in here. I don't know. Has to trade with 3 other planets that are successful or better. So adding extra wheat over here won't matter unless, what's this do? Requires at least 2 export routes. So that's it. So now that's got 2 of 3. And then what else can we do? Well, and what else we can do is we have this thing up here. So we want to try to find as many planets as we can for the end, because you don't want that as a negative. Let's get 10 and 12 up there. Got 1 more that we need. There we go. New tasks available. Establish 4 planets producing 4 or more non-human resources. That's not going to happen. Explore the designated area. What time do we have left? Postpone. How much time is left? There are 1 month remaining until the current year ends, and then 1 year after that. So we have 13 months. Show the location for the task. Oh, it's way up there. Oh, well, right. Improve yearly, so you can see how far that is, how many planets we'd have to connect to get over there. So instead, what I'm just going to try to do is take a look at what I've got going on and see if there's anything obvious I can do. Remember, it takes like 3 months to colonize a planet. So you really only want to do that if you're 100% sure you can get it connected in time. So I'm going to take one last look at things here. And the other thing is we're 5 away from 50. If you can ever get to 50, you're pretty much guaranteed getting the score that'll let you unlock the campaign. I'm going to go here because this will give me gems for goods. So I can up that planet a little bit. The more planets you can have, the better. But again, that puts us into May. So right at the end of the game, I had to pause it for a second and I forgot to unpause the video. But don't sweat it. It was only a couple of months away. I basically made 1 more connection and the game was over. You can see from here, these are my scores since I started playing the game a couple of weeks ago. My very first run, I was removed from leadership position after 3 years. The economy faltered and you've been forced out of office. It took me a whopping 3 years to bomb. I didn't know how far down you could push unhappiness. And it turns out it's not far. It's somewhere around the 60% threshold or lower, and they slammed me out of there. But then you can see I played 3 games, standard run, and I kept getting my score higher and higher until I got across 7,000, and you get into 3 stars for that. And that unlocks the campaign mode. So it's not too tough to unlock the campaign mode. And I've seen some people on Twitter and such posting double platinum scores, 5 stars. They're great. So you can really get really, really good at this game. I have high praise for it. I was completely surprised by its presence. I had no idea it existed. I started playing it and I was just sucked right in. I think it's fantastic for what it is. I think the idea of making a galactic strategy game that's not super complicated and you can play in an hour and be done is a brilliant idea. And I think we need more games like that, actually. But also just how good it looks. The early graphics in the early days of development of this game look like what you'd expect from an indie game. And then he went next level with it. And it's so polished and it's so good looking that I just adore it. So I think it's a fantastic game. It's currently $17 on Steam, and honest to goodness, I think that's just a killer price for it. I mean, for that kind of money, I'd say absolutely, just because it's so polished. I haven't ran into any bugs. I think the graphics, sound effects, special effects are all really well done. I just can't believe how polished it is. Yeah, that's my recommendation. Hidden Gems. I think you should be playing Slipways, and certainly if it's the kind of game you want, go get it. Go give it a look. I'm not going to do a Let's Play series on it because, again, there's no reason to it. I mean, you could do a Let's Play on the campaign, I guess, and you could do a Let's Play on the infinite runs, but it's more one of those games that, you just need to get for yourself and play it and decide what you think. I think it's fantastic. So, folks, as always, if you dig the episode, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, leave your questions and comments down below, give it a like, support my Patreon. Patreon is listed in the description below. I think Slipways is just a fantastic game. I'm going to be trying to find more games like this to highlight on my channel. It's just a way for me to draw people's attention to games that I think are underrepresented, or don't have enough attention coming to them. These developers, especially in developers, some of them work really, really hard to make us some really wonderful games like this, and it just blows my mind that people are doing this. So, and they deserve all the publicity we can give them, especially when they make a true gem like this. So, Hidden Gems, expect videos like this periodically on Mondays. That won't be every Monday, of course, because I'm going to be doing some other things on this slot, but today, Hidden Gems, Slipways. Go out, get it, enjoy. And until next time, happy gaming, everyone.